I'm Perry Red, Executive Director of Sincere 7, reminding you through this S7 flashback that we've been fighting against racism since our inception. In July 1999, the Sincere 7 formed to fight against an oppressive workplace, one that practiced discrimination against women, that practiced unsafe working conditions, and racial discrimination. So it's important for us to remind you that Sincere 7's been fighting against racism since its inception, for well over a decade ago. This is another Sincere 7 flashback.
The people flocked to Knoxville to celebrate the university's homecoming. A group of students protest recent events there. At a private Halloween party 2 weeks ago, members of the Kappa Sigma fraternity painted their faces black to look like the Jackson 5. The incident caused an uproar among African-American students, and Kappa Sig's national headquarters suspended the UT chapter.
As Action 10's Sion Rhodes shows us, students of all races joined together today, united against racism.
Students dressed in black in protest on a day when most of the campus is orange all over.
It was time to celebrate, of course, but it's also time to take notice of some of the things that are not so good on this campus.
So today, white and black students organized a silent march, hoping the large crowds would take notice of their message.
We want to bring attention to some of the incidents that's happened here on campus today and let the community as well as campus know that we're displeased with them and want change.
The black students have suffered an indignity at the hands of fellow classmates.
That's good.
UT President John Shoemaker met with students before the march. Shoemaker said the university does not condone the fraternity's actions, but he said the school does support any group's right to free speech and the right to protest that speech.
Universities are always sources of disagreement and conflict and controversy, and protest marches are deeply ingrained in university traditions.
Shoemaker added that the blackface incident should serve as a learning experience.
Make sure that students on all sides of the issue understand it. That's what we do best, is promote civilized debate and disagreement.
A discussion that can lead to understanding and a resolution.
Hopefully, through this action today, the students will be able to address their concerns and come up with remedies so that this type of action won't happen again on campus.
Sion Rhodes, Action 10 News.
About 50 people participated in this afternoon's march, and they weren't all students.
At this conference today, black, Jewish, and federal housing officials called for city and county panels to look at recent racial incidents. They all denounced Sunday's verbal attack on Troy Whiteside, who is black. His white neighbor admits using racial slurs toward Whiteside in front of a sheriff's deputy. In continuing coverage, 6 News reporter Brendan Robinson looks at the investigation into whether the neighbor committed a crime.
The FBI has now joined the sheriff's office in investigating a racial incident that happened in this neighborhood Sunday. The black community is outraged over what one neighbor said to another and repeated for us on tape.
That's why when people are black and they make you angry, you call them nigger.
Jim Haldeman, unapologetic for using the N-word, says he got angry because the wife of his neighbor, Troy Whiteside, repeatedly used his driveway when theirs was blocked. Haldeman put a string along the property line and told a sheriff's deputy it's to keep effing blacks out. Only he didn't say effing or black.
When people feel comfortable with exploiting race, racial hatred, then something's wrong, and we need to look at that.
The NAACP and other groups are publicly protesting the incident, many describing it as a crime of intimidation, a felony under state and federal law. But the DA's office warns the First Amendment protects most offensive speech.
Where the offensiveness crosses the line to actual threat or intimidation is the issue in any of those cases.
The line was crossed when this guy made it perfectly clear in front of a sheriff's deputy that me and my family, because of our color, should expect trouble.
Haldeman denies saying that, even though the deputy says he did. Haldeman admits he implied blacks and whites should not live together, and more.
Do you really believe that the fact that he's black has brought down property values in the area?
I bet you it has. I bet, you know,
Jim, you're going to get yourself into trouble. Stop talking.
I'm just guessing.
Jim.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
As the investigations of the incident continue, Mr. Whiteside says the situation has gotten too tense, and he's going to move his family out of the neighborhood and find another neighborhood where they feel more welcome. In West Knox County, Brendan Robinson, 6 News.
We've been fighting against racism since we've begun. This is another Sincere 7 flashback.